Welcome back to class. Having laid the foundation of how to use your sum, how to use your if statement, and also having learned how to use our count if, we want to learn how to use our sum if in this lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how sum if operates and how we can use it in our day-to-day activities. Just as the name implies, sum if. So that means that you are adding up, you are summing up after a given criteria has been met. You are adding up, you are summing up after a given criteria has been met. So there is a range, like we did in our count if, and there is a criteria. And this time around, there will be a sum range. There will be a sum range, the range that will be added together. So let's go and say this. In our class, we want to see the sum of mark obtained by promoted students. We want to see the sum of mark obtained by promoted students. The criteria we have over here is force. And by force, we can pick any of this or this or this, since this is just an example. And the aim is for us to get the logic. So let's assume we are picking people that add distinction. Let's assume we are picking people that add distinction, which means people that are promoted. And we want to see, for us to get this, that means that it must be true here. So let's change this to true. But the way we have been taught, we should be able to computerize this or automate this so that even if we have false here, we'll still get our result without needing to interfere with our functions. So to do this, we want to see the total number of scores that people that add distinction rather, add in mathematics. In our mathematics, we have some people that add distinction. We want to add up all their scores, the mark they obtained. We want to add up all their scores. So which means that we need to come here true, add 99, this is false, then true, then add 85, true again, add 100, and then which will be the addition of 99 plus 85 equals to 99 plus 85 plus 100, which will give us 284. That is the sum if they are true. That is the sum if they are true. So instead of going through the manual route, because we might have large class or large data sets we are dealing with, how can we do this? We come here, we say equals to sum if what is the range? This is our range. This is where we are picking from. What is our criteria? We know that our criteria is true according to what we did before. So, but then instead of writing true, we are coming to pick the cell we have here, which is our cell L14, so that we can automate it. And what about if the cell has been fulfilled? What is the range we want to add up? This is the range that we want to add up. And we can close this. So and we can click on enter, and we have 284, which tallies with this. If you are looking for people that add false, all we need to do is write false here, and then one, it will give us the false will be addition of this 45 plus 65, which should actually give us 110. So that is basically how to use your sum if functions. We have other functions over here that we jumped, and that is because they are not really needed for us in our basic class. This is a random function that gives you random value between 0 and 1. Between 0 and 1. That's how the function works. It will give you random value between 0 and 1. That is how your rand function is. So for rand function, we don't usually use it as such, except there is a need for it. And there was a time in your class that I used random between just to compute value, a range of value, just for experimentation purpose. So I can populate, this instruction says here that populate with value between 60 and 95. So instead of using our rand like we did at that time, we are going to use our random between, which is this, and then our bottom is our 60, which is our lowest, and our top is 95. So this will give us a value between 60 and 95. The dilemma with all these randoms is that the value keeps changing as you keep operating anything on your Excel. As you can see, the value keeps changing. That is why you can't use it for any project. For other formulas, we have just some formulas that you can use randomly, which includes your mode, your absolute, your rand, your pi, your square root, and then your logarithm. These are things that you might want to try at your own layer to see how these guys actually operate. With this, we have come to the end of our functions and our basic and our operations with or without functions. See you in the next one.